Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's tutorial is something special. This is the branding animation, was actually suggested by you guys and I picked this idea from two of your comments. So big thanks to you both for this awesome suggestion. So in this tutorial we are going to create this professional and clean branding animation completely inside the After Effects, and trust me, this is going to be really easy tutorial, and I will provide the all file link in the description, so feel free to check out. Also, if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. So without wasting any more time, let's jump into the After Effects. So I will use all of these files for this tutorial. If you want them, you can download from the description. So first drag and drop this layout in the project panel and select this composition and hit OK, and double click onto this layout to open it, and you will see all of these layers. Now we will start our first animation with this logo animation. So I'm going to drag and drop my logo into the project panel and select this footage and hit OK. Now drag and drop this footage into the timeline and hide all of this layer for now. So first of all, I will draw the line onto this logo. So select the pen tool and draw the line onto this logo. So hide this fill and draw the line. Okay, so now enable the stroke. So I'm going to make the stroke white. So we have to cover the logo with the stroke. So expand the stroke. Now select your stroke and click onto this add and add the trim path. Expand the trim path and go to the 1.5 seconds. Add the end keyframe of the trim path and go to the beginning and make this value 0, and you will see this animation. Now select both of these keyframe, press F9 to ease them. Now select your logo and mask this logo with this shape layer, and you will get this basic animation of the logo. Select the outline, press U and select all of this keyframe. Click onto this to go to the graph editor, and if you don't see this speed graph, just right click and enable this speed graph. Okay, so select this right side handle and move it to the left side. Okay, now this is looking good, I think. Okay, so now enable all of these layers. So I want to move this logo onto this tile. So select this, hide this logo for now, and this is the logo section. So name this logo section and hide all of them except this logo section, and create the new shape layer. So double click onto this rectangle and disable the stroke, enable the fill, and I want to make this fill color orange. So hide this, and this orange I want to make, and press S and decrease the scale size of this rectangle. Okay, so this is looking good. Expand the layer, expand the contents, expand the rectangle, and expand the rectangle path, and you will see all of this size, position, roundness. Go to the around 2 seconds and add all of these keyframes, size, position and roundness, and press T, decrease the opacity of this for now, and press U to see all of this keyframe and make the roundness value 60, and go to the few seconds forward and unlink the sizes and decrease the size and position. Move the position and again decrease the size, and this is also, and we have to align this shape with this one and move it up and decrease the, I think this is fine, and decrease the roundness. Yes, this is looking fine, and if you play this animation, just play it, then you will see this basic transition. Select all of this keyframe, press F9 to ease them, and move this shape layer under this logo and name this background, and press T to make the opacity value 100%, and select your logo. Go to the effect and preset panel and search fill, and you can change the color any color you want. So I want to make this white, so I will make this white. Enable the logo, select this background and press U to see all of these keyframes, and go to the beginning keyframe and select the logo and press U. Select logo and shape layer and right click, pre-compose it and name this logo animation and hit OK. and go to the starting of this keyframe and select the logo animation composition and press S to add the scale keyframe and press P to add the position keyframe and press U to see all of these keyframes and go to the end of this keyframe and decrease the scale size of this and move this logo in the center of this. And I think this is fine. And select both of these keyframes, press F9 to easy them. Select all of this logo animation keyframe and go to the graph editor and select the right side handles and move it to the left side. So now I want to add the second logo. Now go to the end of this keyframe and double click onto this logo animation composition. Select the logo and press T at the opacity keyframe and go to the few seconds forward and make the opacity value 0%. Now add your logo. I'm going to type this logo name Cosmic and center align the text. Now expand the text, click onto this animate and add the opacity. Make the opacity value 0%, expand the run selector, add the keyframe start keyframe and go to the few seconds forward and make the start value 100% and expand the advance and turn on this randomize order. Then you will see it will make like this random text. But if you feel this is too slow, move this keyframe little left side to make this more faster. I think this is fine. Select both of these keyframes, press F9 to ease them. Select the keyframe, move it to the little left side to make it more smooth. Alright, so this is the basic logo animation. Now we will make the loop of this. Now go to the few seconds forward and add the keyframe and go again few seconds forward and make this value 0. Select everything and right click, recompose it and name this final logo animation and hit OK. So go to the end of the animation and hold Alt square bracket to trim it. Now select the composition, right click, time and enable this time enable remapping and add a keyframe at the end of this and delete this last keyframe. And we have to add the expression, so hold Alt, click onto it, add the expression and type loop out open bracket close bracket and expand this composition till the end and go back to the layout and play this. Enable all of these layers, delete this logo section. Now select the second and we will create the 3D icon, so right click, recompose it and name this 3D icon and hit OK. And double click onto it and go to the composition settings and lock this aspect ratio and make this width size 1000 and select this layout, right click, transform and fit to comp and lock this layer and import the logo, press S, decrease the scale size and right click, create and click onto this create save from vector layer and delete this logo AI file. Now draw the circle behind this logo, so select this and press Q to select the ellipse tool and draw the circle and we have to move this anchor point in the center, so hold Ctrl and double click onto this pen behind tool to make this anchor point in the center and move this layer under this outline and change this logo color to the white. So make this white, arrange the size, press S and decrease the scale size of this and move it in the center. Now select both layer and make them 3D, so click onto it to make them 3D and change this 3D render to advanced 3D and select both of these layers, expand the layer, expand the geometry options and make this bevel style to this convex and bevel depth 5 and change this camera angle to the top and expand the extrusion depth. So I think this 84 is fine. Now select only this logo layer and move it in front of this circle like this and go back to this active camera and expand this material options and expand this sinus value and I think 40% is good and shrink the layer. Now right click, new, add this null object and name this icon controller and select both of these layers and make parent to this icon controller. Select this icon controller and make this also 3D. Now press R. Now we will create the rotation expression, but before that right click new, add this camera, and I'm selecting this 35mm camera and hit OK. And press S, decrease the logo size, and we have to rotate this Y rotation. Now go to the beginning, add the Y rotation keyframe and go to the 1 seconds and make this value 1. It will rotate 360 degree. And select both of these keyframes, press F9 to ease them. Go to the graph editor and select the right side handle and move it to the left side. And you have to make your graph something like this. Go back to the timeline. So this animation is too faster, select the end keyframe and move it to the 2 seconds. Now we have to make this loop animation of this. So select this Y rotation, hold Alt, click on to add the expression and type loop out, open bracket, close bracket. And it will create this loop. Now go back to the main layout composition and you will see this composition size is too bigger. Now select this layout again and drag and drop into the project panel, and this time we will keep this footage and hit OK and move it into the project panel and select this layer and press T and decrease the opacity of this and lock the layer. Now select your 3D icon composition and press S, decrease the scale size of this, and we have to align the size with this one. Now disable this layout again. Now select this third one and we will make this typography. So right click, pre-compose it and name this typography and hit OK. And double click onto this to enable it and lock the layer and go to the composition settings and lock the aspect ratio and make the width size 1000 and select the layer, right click, transform and fit to comp and lock the layer again. And now type the text, so capital A and small a, B capital and B small, and increase the scale size of this and make the text thin. And we have to make this B color orange, so I'm going to pick this orange color from this logo. So select this one and change this color to this orange and delete the logo and press S, increase the scale size of this and make some space between this text, so expand this one. So let's make this 50. Now type the alphabet. Select all of this alphabet, Ctrl C to copy and press enter and paste it again. Select starting alphabets and make this capital and select all of this text and decrease the scale size of this, something like this, and expand this character of all of these, so make them 500 and this is fine. Change the color to the black and disable the stroke. Select the text, right click, create and select this create save from text. Select the second text, right click, create and click onto this create save from text and move it above all of them. Select both layer and go to the 30 frames and click onto this add and add the offset path and expand this offset path and make this amount value 0 and add the amount keyframe and do the same with this. Expand the offset path and add the amount keyframe and make this amount value 0 and select both of these layers and press U to see only keyframes and go to the 1 seconds and expand the amount and make the first 3 and this one and make the second one 0.5 and go to the few seconds forward, add both of these keyframes and go again few seconds forward and make this amount value 1 and this value I think 5 is good, and go to the again few seconds forward, add both of these keyframes and go again few seconds forward and make this amount value 1.5 and this amount of this AB make this 8 I think, and go again few seconds forward, add both of these keyframes and go again few seconds forward and make this amount value 0 and select the second one as well and make this amount value 0 and select all of these keyframes and press F9 to ease them. And go to the end of this keyframe and select both of this layer, right click, pre-compose it and name this typography animation. Hold Alt square bracket to trim it. Now right click, time, and click onto this enable time remapping and add the keyframe at the end of this and delete the last keyframe, and hold Alt click onto this to add the expiration and type loop out open bracket close bracket and expand this till the end. Now go back to this layout composition and you will see this is also scaled typography. So enable this and press S, decrease the scale size of this and align this with this one, this layout. Yes, I think 74 is fine, and disable this again. Now we will create the phone icon animation. So select this one and right click, pre-compose it and name this phone icon and hit OK. And go to the composition and composition settings and look aspect ratio again and make this width value 1000 and hit OK. Select the layer, right click, transform and click onto this fit to comp and drag and drop this phone icon PNG file into the composition and press S, decrease the scale size of this. So we have to add the icon here. So this is my logo and move it into the composition, press S, decrease the scale size of this. So let's right click, create and click onto this create save from vector layer and delete this AI file. Create this rectangle behind this icon and move it under this and name this cosmic screen. Right click, new, add the null object, select all of this layer, make parent to this null object, press S, decrease the scale size of this, press R and rotate it like this. And I think this is fine. Let's compare with this one. So press T and decrease the opacity of this, make the scale size more smaller. Yes, this is good. Select the text, move it here and expand the text size. And I think this is fine. Now select the null object and move it to the above this. Now change the logo color to the white and UI color will be orange. So make this orange, press T to opacity 100%, expand this, expand the content, expand the rectangle, expand the rectangle path, expand this roundness value, same to same like this. Select your icon. So this is the my icon and make parent to this phone, and if you move this then everything will be moved together. Now move it here and press S, increase the scale size of this and we have to add the rotation. So go to the beginning, press R and move it like this, add the rotation keyframe and press P to add the position keyframe and press U to see these keyframes and go to the 2 seconds and rotate this and move it upside. So this animation is very slow. Select both of these keyframes, move it to the 1 seconds. Select both of these keyframes, press F9 to ease them. Go to the 2 seconds, select both of these keyframes, Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste and select the first keyframe. Now hold Alt click onto the first position keyframe and type loop out open bracket close bracket and select the rotation, hold Alt, click onto at the expression and type loop out open bracket close bracket. I think this is done. Go back to the layout again and decrease the scale size of this phone icon. So press S, decrease the scale size and enable the layout and align with this. So decrease the scale size. Yes, this is fine, 40%. So this is also done and disable the layout again. Now we will create this pattern. So select this and right click, pre-compose it and name this pattern and go to this again, double click onto this and select the logo and move it in this pattern. Press S, decrease the scale size of this, change the color. So let's go to the fill and apply the fill onto this logo and make this white. And I think we should scale the composition of this as well. So go to the composition and composition settings and make this width size 1000 and select the background layer, right click, transform and click onto this fit to comp and select this logo icon and move it to the here, right click, create and click onto this create save from vector layer and delete this AI file. Now select this logo, control to duplicate and move it to the right side next to this and right click, transform and click onto this flip horizontal and select both of these, control to duplicate and move it to the right side. Now select all of these layers, right click, recompose it, name this icons pattern and hit OK and double click onto this and click onto this region of interest, this icon. Select your icon area and go to the composition and click onto this crop contour region of interest and go back to this pattern and go to the effect and preset panel and search CC Reptile this and apply onto this icons pattern and expand the left. So let's make this 1000 and expand right also 1000 and move it up. Now go to the beginning and press P and move it to the right side, add the position keyframe and go to the end of this and move it to the left side. This is slow, so let's move it more and this is fine I think. Now select this icon pattern, control to duplicate, go to the effect and preset panel and search transform this one and apply onto this pattern icon second one and move this position down and select this icon pattern, press U and select the first keyframe, move it end of this and select the last keyframe, move it in the beginning. Yes, and select both of these pattern compositions, right click, pre-compose it and name this two patterns and hit OK. Now control to duplicate and move it under this. Select both of these, control to duplicate, move it under these and again control to duplicate, move it here. Right click, new, add the null object. Select all of this pattern, make parent to this null object. Press P and move this pattern in the center and press S, increase the scale size little bit more and I think this is fine. Select this last orange layer and control to duplicate and select all of this pattern composition and mask it with this last layer. Yes, this is looking good. Go back to the layout and again do the same, enable this layout and select this pattern composition, press S, decrease the scale size of this and align it with this. 58% is good and disable this layout again and disable this layout again. So now we will animate this color palette. So select this one and right click, pre-compose it and name this color palette and hit OK and double click onto it to open it. Go to the composition settings and change this width value 1000 and select this layer, right click, transform and fit to comp. Now double click onto this rectangle layer and change this first color to this orange. So change this color to this orange and expand this rectangle one, expand the rectangle path and increase the roundness. Now this is proper aligned, so we have to create the duplicate of this 3 times. So control to duplicate and control to duplicate. Select the last layer and move it front all of them. Now select the first one and change this color to the orange and the second layer let's make this black and third layer will be white. Now select the second layer, this black one, and move it to the left side. Now select the third layer, white, this white, move it to the left side. Now go to the 1 second, select the second layer, press P at the position keyframe and go to the 30 frames and move this out of the composition. Okay, and select this third layer and go to the 1.5 seconds, press P at the position keyframe and go to the 1 seconds and move this out of the composition and disable the layer. So now we have to change the color. Select the first layer, expand the layer, expand this fill and add the orange keyframe at the 30 seconds, align with this keyframe. So add the color keyframe and go to the beginning, make this color to the white. Select the first layer and copy the color, Ctrl C to copy, and select the text layer and type the text hex code and beginning type the has. Press R, make the rotation value 90 degree and press S, decrease the scale size of this and move this in the center of this, increase the scale size and select this again, Ctrl to duplicate, move it in the center and this is also in the center and change this color to the black. Select the second layer and copy this text hex color, Ctrl C to copy and select the second text, paste the color 111. Select the third one, last white, Ctrl C to copy and paste the hex code, paste. Select the last, press U. So last keyframe is this, select all of this layer, press T and go to the few seconds forward, add the opacity keyframe and go to the starting of this keyframe and make the opacity value 0%. Select all of this layer except this AI file and right click, pre-compose it and name this pattern animation and hit OK and hold Alt square bracket to trim it and right click time and click onto this enable time remapping and add the keyframe at the end of this and delete the last keyframe. Select this time ramp and hold Alt, click onto this at the expression, loop out, open bracket, close bracket and expand this till the end. And go to the layout and select this color palette, enable this layout again and press S, decrease the palette size and go back to this color palette and select this pattern animation composition and mask it with this AI file and go back to second layout and fit this screen. In this we will add our business card animation, so select this one, right click, compose it and name this business card animation and hit OK and double click onto this and go to the composition settings and make this width size 1000 and hit OK and select this, right click, transform and fit to comp. And I will use this video for this composition. If you want to learn how I created this, you can check out this video. I will provide link in the description. Select the video and drag and drop into the composition and right click, transform and fit to comp. Alright, now select this card animation and mask it with this layer. So this is ending here and we will create the loop of this animation. So trim this and right click, time and click onto this enable time remapping and add the keyframe and delete this end keyframe and hold Alt, click onto this again and type loop out, open bracket, close bracket and expand this till the end. Alright, now go back to this again layout composition and select again, enable this layout and select this card animation composition, press S and decrease the scale size and align it with this. Yes, this is also completed and now we will use this video again for this. So select this one again, last and right click, pre-compose it and name this social media and hit OK and double click onto it and go to the composition settings and make the width size 1000 of this and hit OK and select this layer, right click, transform, and click onto this fit to comp. For the social media section, I will use this video. If you want to learn how I created this animation, you can check out this video. I will provide link in the description this video as well. So drag and drop into the After Effect, right click, transform, and fit to comp, and mask it with this layer, and right click, time, and click onto this enable time remapping, and hold alt, click onto this again and type the same expression, loop out, open bracket, close bracket, and expand this till the end, and go back to this layout again and select this and enable this again layout, and press S, decrease the scale size of this and align it with this. 56% is good. So this is the entire animation. Disable this layout again, select the background layer, press U and go to the end of these keyframes, select all of this composition except this logo animation and move it in the center of these keyframes, and go to the few seconds forward and press T to add the opacity keyframe, and go to the before this keyframe and make the opacity value 0%. Now let's create the white background. So double click onto this rectangle and move it under all of this layer. Select the last background layer and change this color to the light gray. And I forget to mask this phone icon, so double click onto this, open it, select this last orange layer, control to duplicate, and select all of these layers and mask it with this one, and go back to this layout again and save the file. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you like it, hit the thumbs up, and you can suggest me tutorial idea in the comments. I will try to make tutorials on your ideas, and you can download all files from the description. Also, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Meet you in the next video. Till then, take care and keep creating.